I was listening to a NBA podcast, and the sponsor was DoorDash, so they delivered them some fucking chicken wings. One of the cunts sat there and ate chicken wings the whole podcast. I can't listen.
Listening to people eat.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
Although one time we did a segment on Hodaki where I ate a piece of chicken and then people had to guess what shape the chicken was. Was it a drumstick? Was it a breast?
Gross.
There was another time where we were commentating a game and people were texting in what piece of chicken I should eat next. That was the highlight of my life, I reckon. Getting paid for people to tell me what piece of KFC to eat. Anyway, all right, we're recording. Live from the Export Beer Garden studio and brought to you by Export Ultra, the beer for here. This is the Agenda podcast for July the 25th.
The Agenda Podcast, the home of sporting nonsense and claptrap. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
Good morning, Lane. How are you?
Morning. Good, actually. I'm good. I'm coming out the back of my pseudo bender.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You still running the pseudo?
Absolutely.
How much you got?
Absolutely am. Yeah. No, it's good. I'm good. I'm just waiting for the crash. It'll come eventually.
Yeah.
But that, like any kind of drug-fueled bender, that eventually comes to an end.
Yeah, all the chickens come home to roost.
Speaking of which,
Yes.
Matthew Ridge has come out on a podcast and admitted to his methamphetamine use for 2 years, which shocks no one who lives in Auckland and has frequented Ponsonby Road during the kind of early 2000s, mid-2000s, when Matthew Ridge was often spotted biking up and down Ponsonby Road on his BMX, shirtless, with white headphones, Bluetooth headphones on, and weaving between diners and cars at an extreme angle. And it was obvious then he was on the glass Barbie.
On the pseudoephedrine.
Yeah, he was on the glass Barbie. Everyone knew it was very meth-related behaviour. And he's come out in a potty and said that he did it, and he finally gave up when he saw himself on TV looking gaunt. And that has surprised no one.
No. I'd like to think that there's someone who's opened, and it would have been a actual newspaper, and been like, what?
Yeah,
He played for the Warriors.
anyone who sat outside SPQR during the 2000s would have been.
If you were a sales rep in Auckland in the 2000s,
yeah, totally,
you would have known exactly what was going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is some of the least surprising news.
Yep.
Some more surprising news.
Yes.
We are apparently some sort of reputable sporting outlet.
Who told you that?
Some people are taking what we say into these microphones in this studio as fact.
Well, we always said we're sports adjacent, okay? So it's not, whatever we say. And obviously we've got fact checkers out there, so we have to, they correct us most days.
But we don't fact check.
No.
We don't look at shit.
No.
So don't come to us and expect us to know actually anything about
sport.
What happened? I was walking into the toilets yesterday. I was literally one hand on the door about to open the bathroom door, and I was accosted by a journalist who shall remain nameless, but I'm sure he'll listen to it, so he knows who he is. And he said, "Hey, I've gotten approached about you guys twice this week." I was like, "Why? What did we do?" I forget the first. One of them was about Adi Savia I remember what they are now. The first one was last week when we said Adi Savia is allegedly transferring to Moana Pacifica.
Yeah.
We should have said reportedly.
What's the difference?
I don't know.
That's why we are sports adjacent.
But I would also say he fucking did. So, you know what I mean? So, anyway, we need to learn the difference between allegedly and reportedly. The other one was...
I thought allegedly you get away with anything.
Yeah, that's why I say it.
There's allegations that allegedly Manaia Stewart shat his pants yesterday. And you can turn around and say, no, I didn't. I was like, well, it was only allegedly.
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't say you did.
That's allegedly why I say it.
Yeah.
But
reported...
Well, that's reportedly why I say allegedly.
I think reported's more powerful than allegedly. Someone's reported on it.
Yeah, that's right.
I'd like to think that it was real. Someone reports that you shat your pants yesterday. I was like, I would have texted and gone,
definitely
hey,
shit
your pants. Yeah, hey, shit your pants, Manaia.
But if someone alleges...
Yeah, I'd be like, wow. Did he?
So the other thing we were alleged to have done was on whatever day it was last week when I said that we're competing in the Champions Trophy. Is that what it's called?
The Champions Trophy cricket, yeah.
I said it hadn't been contested since 2014. Now, I was reporting that, and my source was Tom Latham, who said, I think they haven't done it since 2014. I actually think it's been done in 2017 or 2016 or something. Yeah. And, that was the other thing that this journalist had been approached about.
Well, it's fucking ages ago. Let's be honest, it's ages ago.
Yeah, my point was fucking ages ago.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that. 2014, 2016.
You get the vibe.
You get the vibe that the Champions Trophy hasn't been played in ages.
Also, if your source is us,
yeah, there's some issues.
You've got some bigger problems.
There's some issues there
going on. So, without any further ado, here's what may or may not have happened in the sporting world over the last 48 hours.
Hey, Olympics.
Yeah, Olympics.
Are we allowed to say Olympics? I don't know.
Oh.
Apparently we've been... can you say Olympics? NZO, well, New Zealand Olympic Committee, whatever, have put an edict out saying that we can't post anything. Say Amy Fisher wins gold in the kayaking.
Allegedly.
And we put a post out saying, congratulations, Amy Fisher, can't do it.
We can't congratulate her?
No, because that's us claiming the moment. And by us doing that, automatically 100,000 people would subscribe to our podcast and we would make millions.
Oh, and so we're taking the millions off the New Zealand Olympic Committee who pay our athletes fuck all.
I guarantee if we posted a congratulations post to Amy Fisher, to Tom Walsh, we would get zero leverage and zero more listeners.
You've been in hour-long meetings about this, haven't you?
I have, and I've been arguing it constantly because some other podcasts just do whatever the fuck they want and nothing happens to them. But
free the ACC.
We seem to be under the microscope. I don't know why we're under the microscope for all sorts of things, but it's not going to fucking stop us, is it? I've said Olympics. There you go.
You've also already congratulated Amy Fisher. She hasn't even competed yet.
She will win.
The opening ceremony. Ooh.
She will win. She'll win by half a boat length over the goat in the boat. She'll get silver. It'll be a gold silver. It'll be a golden shower all over Amy Fisher. It'll be a golden shower all over Hayden Wild. And there's going to be a golden shower all over my mate Hamish Kerr.
Can we clip this for the commentator's curse montage for the end of the year?
Don't just clip the Amy Fisher thing, okay? Because that's what some people would like to do. Is
actually just clip the part where he said Amy Fisher golden shower.
Yeah, see, okay, and then put that on social, okay, and then let's just see where we go from there.
There's a track record here. Some actual sport that has happened. I'm reporting this. I'm not alleging this. The Ollie Whites won 2-1 over Guinea.
Why are we calling them the Ollie Whites? Doesn't make sense to me.
I hate the way we name our teams. I've said this so many times. It's so confusing. And then on top of that, if you forget the name of a team, now you're being accused of not giving a shit about that sport, this sport. It's like, no, it's because everything's black, white, tall, short.
I don't mind the kind of the black, white kind of ferns, whatever. I just want some consistency across the sport. Like All Blacks, it should be All Blacks men, All Blacks women, not the black ferns. It should be black caps men's, black caps whatever.
Black fern men.
Yeah, or whatever.
Yeah.
Just choose one. It's a bit like the Chiefs. Just should be the women and men's Chiefs, not the Manaia or what,
Yeah.
Just roll with the actual franchise and have men and women.
The reason why it's called the Ollie Whites, though, is because it's an under-23 contest, so there's like another variation.
Yeah, just call it All Whites under 23s.
Yeah.
Just call it All Whites under 23s.
The New Zealand men's football team that are no older than 23 years old, except for like 5 of them.
What's an Ollie? Was Ollie the first player to play?
You're going to hate yourself when I tell you this.
What?
Olympic.
Oh, fuck.
But I just think that I hate, particularly the most egregious one is the tall blacks, and we send them over to play against the USA.
I know,
and we show up and we're just like, it's African American League.
Yeah,
and we show up and we're like, hey, this is our basketball team, and they're just like, not that tall,
not that black.
Got to be honest with you, we've probably got more of them than you guys do.
Yeah, it's a bit like when the Blackhawks play badminton against Kenya.
Yeah. Apparently never actually their official nickname.
I know.
But
it's just the fans adopted that one.
Yeah, 100%. The Rugby Sevens, the All Blacks Sevens men's team.
Yes.
Yep, that is what they're called.
Siege, and just call the women's team the All Blacks Women's Sevens team. Instead, we've got the White Ferns Women's Sevens. Anyway,
they've won both their games. So the first one was a hiding. They beat Japan 40 points to 12. They then turned around and beat South Africa in a nail-biter 17-15. That means that they're already through to the quarterfinals, and we're still 2 days away from the opening ceremony of the Olympics.
Yeah, it was sneaky, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like a pre-Olympics, where they do before the actual ceremony happens.
Yeah.
Some stuff happens beforehand.
It is, yeah. It's a little bit of foreplay with the sevens and the football.
Yeah, a little bit of leakage, mainly to do with the team sports, though. So it's football and rugby.
It's just because the things go on for so long.
Yeah.
And I've said for the longest time, I don't think any sport should be in the Olympics if it has a judge, except for boxing is the only exception because you can't just have these guys fight to the death. You have to.
That'd be awesome.
But like, definitely. But you have to put like an artificial finish line in there.
Yeah.
But I don't think there should be dancing, and I mean, break dancing is going to be.
Well,
in there this time
what are you going
around.
to do with gymnastics? That's the core. That is the core of the Olympics, is watching some asshole face plant on the mat.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a place in the game for that. But I just don't think a panel of who knows gets to sit there and be like, yeah, that guy won, just based on their opinion. You know, I don't know. I don't like watching sports like that. I also don't think that team sports should be in the Olympics.
Yeah, like there's a lot of debate around that. But I mean, like the gymnastics, I've got it time for that, particularly the horse. You know, because there's a high risk that a guy's going to castrate himself on those handles when they're whipping themselves around like that.
Yeah.
That's probably my highlight of the Olympics. That's my highlight, is just waiting for someone to severely injure themselves.
I believe that there are certain moves that have actually been outlawed by the Olympics in the gymnastics events. You know the double bars where there's the lower one and the higher one, they flip around? I think there are a couple of moves that are actually banned because they're too dangerous. Which again...
Yeah.
It's like, who are you to decide? It's like taking the shoulder charge out of rugby league. Like, you don't get to decide. If these guys want to risk it, you know, let them do it, because I'll tell you what, we want to see it. We all want to see it. In the football, by the way, the Argentinians played Morocco.
Yep.
And the game was suspended. So Argentina were up 2-1. There was supposed to be 15 minutes of injury time. And in the 16th minute of injury time, Morocco scored a equaliser.
Oh, the macaroons.
So the place went absolutely apeshit. People were invading the pitch, blah, 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 blah. Because then VAR come back and said, he's actually been offside. And so that's when people stormed the pitch, I believe. They had to wait for 2 hours to clear the stadium. They then said, actually, he was offside, so now we're going to come back and play an extra couple of minutes of injury time. So they came back like 2 hours later. This game went for like 4 hours.
Who won, though, eventually? Is it
Argentina 2-1.
Because quite a big Moroccan population in France, so that's probably what...
Yeah. Other way around, Morocco won?
Oh.
Oh, wow. Oh, so that's what... Yeah, that's why the Moroccans invaded the pitch, because Argentina had drawn level. Sorry. Allegedly.
Oh, the beautiful game.
I know.
The beautiful game is...
It's the kind of shit that only happens in cricket.
And also, I did notice that the Israeli women's football team, had like an armed escort to their stadium. The anthem was booed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was all go.
I thought their army would have been pretty busy at the moment.
No, the French had to stump up for all that.
Speaking of drone strikes, there has been a drone spying scandal. This has been the biggest headline of the Olympics so far.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, so if you're not across it, what happened is our football ferns, I'm sure they're called the Ollie Ferns or something stupid like that, they're over there, they're training, and they're playing Canada actually tomorrow or overnight tonight, our time.
That's a good question. Is the women's team under 23 or is it full strength?
Oh, I don't know. A Better Sports podcast would know that.
I think it's full strength.
A New Zealand Herald journalist will be accosted about this, but I don't know.
Well, I think Adam's going to do some research, but you go ahead.
Yes, so what had happened was they were training and they spied a drone hovering over their practice facility. They thought, what the fuck? So they called the cops. Cops came, found the guy straight away who was flying it, arrested him. Then, within the same 24 hours, there was a second drone and another person has been arrested. Both of those people have been sent back to Canada. They were from Team Canada. The coach of the Canadian women's football team has committed seppuku and fallen on his sword. He's out. He said he's not going to coach for this next game. And one of the people that was flying the drones was given a deferred prison sentence of 8 months.
Yeah, for flying in a restricted area.
Flying in a restricted area.
And the assistant coach, Jasmine Manda, she's also gone.
She gone too. So they're both on flights back to Canada. Get the hell out of there.
So there's no rules on the age for women. You are correct.
Sexist.
That is
sexist. There's no place in the game for that kind of stuff.
That is a real waste, isn't it? Because I can't imagine they're the current Olympic champions, Canada.
Yes.
Why would they want to spy on... I mean, I could tell them right now, stack the back. That's what New Zealand football does. Stacks the back, kick it to the...
In all grades and all genders.
Yeah, stack the back.
Stack the back and hoof it.
Yeah.
Hoof it downfield. So, we haven't beaten them since 1987. They're the reigning champs. Maybe this is how they did it. I would say if you cannot beat New Zealand in a game of soccer football without flying a drone over the top of them, then you don't deserve to win.
Is there something else to read into this, Manaia? Was the drone actually spying on something else? Was it hovering around the showers?
No.
Okay.
No, I'd like to steer you away from that. There's a track record here, and I'd like to also distance myself from that as well. I'm sure they were just trying to check out the formations of the players. If you need to spy on the women's football team, it's probably not going to work out for you.
Well, you know what? There's probably easier ways of doing it. There's probably volunteers within that stadium there that are helping out that would have helped you out.
Also, I don't know, what are you actually going to glean? Like, really? That you haven't already seen?
Yeah,
Football
on video footage.
Yeah, that they didn't try in the last game.
Yeah, they're not going to come out and open the bowling with Deepak Patel, are they?
Yeah.
They're not going to shock you like that.
Yeah, that's right. I just think, like, literally, last week before, we were out at Eden Park before the All Blacks played against England.
God.
We were sitting in the big corporate box area, and we were seated at tables having lunch. All of the curtains behind us were drawn, and we were told we were not allowed to take photos of the All Blacks training out on the field.
We weren't allowed to watch.
And it was enforced. There were people standing there. If you were watching out the window, they'd come and usher you away.
They were reluctant though, because I was on my phone. And she goes, "You got to move." I said, "Oh, shut up! I've just got to do some work." And she was like, "You got to move." And I said, "Da."
Yeah.
But that was stupid. It was like a captain's run, and they do it in front of 1,000 kids and their parents.
I know. And I filmed the whole thing and sent it through to the English camp, and they still lost.
They still fucked it up.
So, you know, what's the point of all of that? But I'm a big fan of this drone spying scandal. It's my favourite kind of thing, because we were just in Paris last year. They don't fuck around with this kind of stuff, the French.
No. And security-wise, they don't piss around either.
Nah.
So they are heavily armed to the teeth.
Yeah.
No patience.
It's a wonder they weren't. Because the other thing is, you don't know that there wasn't a bomb in there, you know?
I'm surprised they didn't shoot it down.
Yeah, exactly. I know that some airports employ hawks and eagles and shit to stop people from flying drones nearby. So, I don't know. Maybe we're looking to unleashing a few Haast eagles around Paris.
Do they do that? Doesn't that to chase away the other birds?
They do that in airports to chase some birds away. But yeah, some have started deploying them to
attack humans.
Attack drones.
Attack drones.
Yeah.
That's quite gutsy, because some drones are quite big. It could chop up an eagle.
Oh yeah, then you just get another one. As long as you've got a permit.
True.
We've been sending animals out to do our dirty work for years.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
The Russians were strapping bombs to beluga whales, apparently. Allegedly, reportedly.
Lasers.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Just before we do, a quick reminder about the Hallensteins VIP competition we're running at the moment. We want to hook you up with an exclusive opportunity to win a VIP Warriors experience. You will score tickets, money for food and beverages, or whatever you want to spend that money on, plus vouchers to be kitted out by the legends at Hallensteins, just like we are right now. To get in the draw, text VIP to 3236, and you could be a VIP at the Warriors, thanks to the ACC and Hallensteins Brothers. Quick break, we'll be right back. All right, Lane, it is a Thursday. This week has absolutely flown by. That tends to happen when you don't sleep all week because you ask Jazz Tavanga if he's in rehab and he isn't.
Or if you're on pseudoephedrines.
Or if you're on pseudoephedrines.
No sleep still next week.
But because it is Thursday, we're going to go for a Throwback Thursday. And I thought because the Olympics kicking off this week, I'd like to throw it back to our most successful Olympics.
Yes.
Which by some metrics was the most recent ones in Tokyo. And by other metrics, it was the one that we're going to go for, because we don't want to throw it back to just like 3 years ago.
No, and we're not interested in bronzes.
No, well, that's the thing. So the most successful Olympic campaign, at least to my mind, is 1984. We had 13 total medals, but 8 of those were gold.
Where was this? Was this in...
This was competed in Los Angeles.
LA.
The United States. In Tokyo we had 20 total medals, but only 7 golds.
Oh, the LA one, I remember that. I would have been 6 years old. But I distinctly remember it because that guy came in on a jetpack.
Oh, was that one?
Yes. And that was the future.
How come jetpacks haven't been?
I know. That's why he came in on a fucking jetpack. And I was like, oh man, this is the future. And he landed, I don't know what he did. But then I was suspicious about whether it was he was on wires or whatever. But it was a jetpack.
Yeah, right.
What happened to the jetpack?
Yeah. Why aren't jetpacks in every household?
Yeah.
Anyway, here's the medal table.
Yep.
Mark Todd, he won a gold for equestrian.
Oh, yep.
That would have been in peak Mark Todd charisma days, wouldn't it?
Was it 84 or 87, the Olympics?
1984,
okay.
Summer Olympics. They're always in a even year.
Oh, okay.
As we are now.
He famously, after he won that gold medal, rode through a house with the horse with his gold medal on in his underpants, apparently. And rode through, scooped up a bottle of champagne, drank out of it, and rode it the other side.
That's gangster. And then beat that horse to a pulp afterwards.
Whipped, not beat.
Oh, whipped.
Yeah, it's
sorry.
difference.
The men's coxless 4, they won. Shane O'Brien, Les O'Connell, Conrad Robertson, and Keith Trask. Was Les O'Connell the last athlete to be named Les to represent New Zealand, do you reckon?
Certainly on the male side.
Another gold in the sailing.
I'm talking about the name Leslie.
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah, of course. Another gold in the sailing. That was Rex Sellers and Chris Timms. They were sailing what's known as a tornado.
Yeah.
And sticking with sailing, Russell Coates.
Oh, Coatesy.
Yeah, he won a gold in what I presume to be some sort of laser-looking thing.
Now he lives surrounded by gold leaf, whatever.
Yeah, he does. Ian Ferguson had himself a time. He won 2 gold medals, the first in the men's K1 500 metres, the second in the men's K2 500 metres.
Yep.
Then Alan Thompson went out and he won the K1 1000. Ian Ferguson jumped back in the boat with the 3 of his mates and won another gold, the men's K4 1000 metres.
Fuck, we love kayaking, don't we?
We love sitting down in a boat.
Yeah.
Why? Because we've got so many lakes, is it?
Is it bit like so many hydro dams?
Yeah.
You can get on a boat and row?
I suppose Australia are never going to beat us at that, are they?
Nah.
They don't have lakes.
No, they got no water.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'm going to say something quite controversial here. I find it so boring. Any kind of boat racing.
Nah.
I just don't like racing in general, I think.
So you don't like sailing either?
God, no.
What about the Sail GP when they're coming past you 100 kilometres an hour and they basically spear into a marker and just about sink?
I'm contractually obliged to say that I fucking love Sail GP, all right? And
You got to say, in that chase boat when they're hooning past you at 100 kilometres an hour, that's not boring.
No, that's not boring. I also don't know who was winning when that was happening.
Well, same with Formula One.
I know who's winning in Formula One. It's the guy who started in first.
Hey, Vax, just speaking of that, this strap-on is losing the guts.
Is he?
Yeah, he is. He's changed his car and he's going to have to take a 10 place grid penalty because he's had to change his car because he's shitting the bed.
Oh, well, I'll bet on him to come 10th then.
Yeah.
Because no one gets overtaken in Formula One.
Look at you hating it. Stop. Don't hate. I'm lining up going to Singapore Grand Prix next year for the beer garden
take
tour.
me, yeah, absolutely. I love Formula One. It's my favourite shit. If they could take the motors out, put it on water, and give guys sticks to propel it forward, I'd be all the way.
Okay, carry on. We've got just sidetracked.
The silver will blow your mind. Kevin Barry. Boxing, light heavyweight, sorry.
Before or after the hair transplant?
Well before.
Okay.
In fact, I think this is what knocked the hair out of his forehead there. Kevin Barry won himself the silver. Did
he lose to Evander Holyfield? Or is there some story around him and Evander? Either he lost to Evander or he beat him or something.
He defeated Evander Holyfield. He did.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
But it was something to do with...
As a disqualification.
Yes, he got hit in the nuts or something, or after the bell.
It doesn't say exactly what he did here. I'm sure someone could fact check us on that. I did not know that.
That's his massive claim to fame.
He beat Evander Holyfield.
Yeah, and the Olympics.
Holy shit. He probably bit his ear. It might have been where he learned it. We then get into the bronzes. We had the men's Cox 4, and then Bruce Kendall, brother of, won a bronze for sailing the wing glider, which I couldn't tell you what that is.
That's just the windsurfing.
Was it windsurfing? Yeah. Yep. I presume so. Anyway, that is your most successful Summer Olympics for New Zealand. 8 golds, and in large part due to Ian Ferguson.
Yeah, I don't have a great feeling about this Olympics.
Well, they've done that. There's that story doing the rounds at the moment that they've plugged all the data into AI and it spat out a projection for how many medals we're going to win. Apparently, we're going to win 16 total. And Lisa Carrington's our best chance at a gold.
I reckon Amy Fisher's going to tip her up.
I've heard that.
I reckon that's going to happen. That's the only one I reckon is a real certainty. Those two, one of those two will win gold. The rest of them, like Hamish Kerr, I'd love him in the high jump to win. But like you said, he won the Diamond League, but the dude who's the world champ didn't go.
Yeah. You
got Tom Walsh, who unfortunately there's a couple of massive beefsteak Americans in front of him.
Well, yeah. And then it's that, what's his name, Krauser or something like that?
Yeah.
And he's sort of like about half a metre ahead of everyone else.
Yeah.
And then everyone else is sort of fighting for the bronze and silver.
Yeah, and then you've got Hayden Wild, he's definitely a chance.
Yeah.
But not a dead certainty. No, he's not a hot favourite.
Not if he takes his shoe off too quick.
Yeah, he's still paying $7 to win gold. they're about the. I mean, I suppose you've got the rowing as well. They've got the 8 defending their gold from Tokyo.
Oh, as we've always said,
yeah.
Anytime we're sitting down in a boat, we're a chance.
And the yachting, I guess. We're always a bit of a chance there, but we haven't got old Burling and Tukey, have we?
No.
They're not there. They're over in Barcelona.
No, but I do think that we still produce some great sailors.
Yeah.
University flatmate of mine is sailing for Samoa over there. This is his second Olympics.
Yeah.
So we
should get him on the line. Can we talk to him?
Yeah, get Ronnie on the line. I think there's some sort of like social media blackout. I don't know if that's self-enforced or if the New Zealand Olympic team do that. But I'll hit him up.
He can do it. He's not on social media. You just ring his phone.
Yeah, I will.
But there's no real red hot favourites like the previous years when there was like the Eric Murrays and the like. You know that you go. It's a dead cert.
No, but what I do love about the Olympics is over the next few weeks, someone is going to etch themselves into the minds of every New Zealander. You know, someone's going to make a name for themselves that we haven't heard of before. We're going to be like, oh shit, this dude. Remember 2024 Olympics when he did blah blah blah?
Yeah. I like it as well because it's the only time I allowed my kids to watch TV in the mornings during the weekday. They're allowed to watch sport. So no fucking cartoons or YouTube.
Yeah.
They can get up in the morning at 5 in the morning if they want, switch on and watch Olympics till they go to school. So I quite like that. We can sit there and that's the rules. So they watch mind-numbing things that they've never watched before, like the cat toy dance and the gymnastics.
Rhythmic gymnastics.
Yeah, with the little ribbon and stuff. Yeah.
Di asked Jazz Tavanga if he'd be any good at that on the podcast on Monday. And I actually reckon that was more embarrassing than what I did.
No.
Okay, anyway, let's move on. Our agenda hunch for this week, Lane, you were talking about him just before.
Yes.
You like the look of?
Yeah, I like the look of Hayden Wilde. He's obviously a friend of the show. In the triathlon, he got gypped with a penalty recently.
He took his shoe, he unclipped his shoe too early.
Yes, which is bullshit.
It is bullshit.
So Hayden Wilde, to win gold, he's paying $4. And
it's quite good.
It's not bad.
I mean, like quite short. You know what I mean?
He's
obviously one of the favourites.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know anything about triathlon.
So that's my hunch. Hayden Wilde, purely, it's a very much a vibe punt because he's a good dude. He doesn't take himself overly seriously.
No.
And just a GC. So that's the hunch this week. The TAB hunch is get on Hayden Wilde to win gold. I was hoping that there would be a few more odds, and maybe I'll hit up Carl from the TAB around top threes, like just placing.
Yeah.
You can only pick gold at this stage. So I was going to multi up kind of a whole lot of top threes and golds. But
you were going to go...
Yeah.
You were going to go the... why have I forgotten his name? Hamish and then Bevan Doherty.
Yeah.
The 1-2 Quinella.
Yeah, the 1-2 Quinn. So there's plenty of options on the Olympics if you go through there. You can go through it by sport. Handball for me. France are the hot favourite.
Well, they've always been good at handball.
Yeah,
France.
So there you go.
Germany, hot contenders.
Marathon swimming you can punt on.
Is it a thing?
What's that?
Marathon swimming?
Yeah, it's just a long swim.
Is it 41 Ks?
Don't think it's
Surely
41
not.
Ks.
You'd grow gills by the end of that.
But I tell you it's 10 kilometres.
Yeah.
I tell you who's the favourite. That's Sharon.
Oh, is it Sharon?
Yeah, Sharon von Rindelwald from Netherlands.
Good. She's good.
And then Leonie Beck from Germany.
Jeez.
She's a real fish.
I would have had her number one.
And Anna Marcella Canna.
Let's move on. I would like to regale you with the Ballad of Nuggi. Are you familiar with Nuggi? Have you come across with Nuggi? Not Aaron Smith.
No.
Not Aaron Smith.
No, I'm not.
An Auckland woman has been jailed after a morbidly obese dog called Nuggi died. The SPCA said the pooch couldn't walk more than 10 metres. They took the dog after a number of reports and incidents from this woman who had owned the dog. Nuggi couldn't even walk 10 metres. Here's a photo of Nuggi, by the way. Nuggi looks like a seal.
Oh, Nuggi is a seal.
Nuggi looks like a seal's come up on land and grown legs. When they went to rescue him, he couldn't walk 10 metres without him having to stop. When you have a look, see the blue thing he's lying on?
Is it a tarp?
Yeah, have you seen these before? It's an emergency tarp. It's how they move unconscious patients around. Like if you need to get someone down a hallway inside a house.
Oh, Nuggi.
That's how the ambulance dudes do it. Animal control officers said his legs appeared to be collapsing under the weight of his huge body. This was their official statement, collapsing under the weight of his huge body. The woman had been feeding Nuggi up to 10 pieces of chicken a day on top of the dog biscuits that she fed him.
Fried chicken?
I presume you're not cooking it, although there's an element of, premeditation here. Like, this woman was trying to make Nuggi fat.
She's a feeder.
Yeah, she had a feeding fetish.
Yeah.
And she couldn't do it to a person, so she had to do it to a dog. Nuggi weighed 53.7 kilograms when the SPCA picked him up. He was so... I don't know why this cracked me up so much. He was so fat that when the...
Is this a joke?
When the vets,
he was so fat, when they rolled him in flour, they couldn't...
Nuggi was so fat, 53.7 kilos. So obese it was not possible for the vets to hear his heart with a stethoscope because the sound couldn't penetrate the fat.
Nuggi! So where's Nuggi now? Is he in fat camp?
No, he died.
Did he die?
Yeah, of course he fucking died. He was 53.7 kilos. He was fucking carked it. The SPCA picked him up. They tried to heal him. He lost like 8 kilos while he was in the vets.
In the fat camp.
There, and then they found all this other stuff, obviously. Yeah.
His heart
His
heart would have been 100 years old.
Oh, yeah, poor Nuggi. One of the most obese animals the SPCA has ever seen. And the person that was the owner has been sentenced to jail, reparations of $1,200. I don't know who that goes to.
She's gone to jail.
Yep. And then, she's gone to jail. I think her punishment should be, she should have to eat what she was feeding to Nuggi every day.
Yeah.
For the entirety of her jail sentence.
That's a hell of a story in the cell, though, isn't it? You're sharing a cell with someone. What are you in here for?
Drug smuggling.
Smuggling drugs. What are you in here for?
Violent assault.
Oh, what about you?
Fed my dog 10 pieces of chicken a day until it was 53 kilos.
Then she would have got a hiding.
Couldn't walk 10 metres. Look, I don't know why that cracked me up so much, but it did. RIP, rest in power, Nuggi. Snake Chingy Sports Scholarship's got nothing to do with Nuggi, but it is where binge watching a sport is a sport, and it's changed so many people's lives.
It has. It's groundbreaking.
It's about us giving back to the community,
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't in a position to watch sport all day and eat Snake Chingy chips, and we'd like to change that.
Yeah.
So we've set up the foundation, the Snake Chingy Sports Scholarship, and if you want to win it, just text CHIP to 3236, follow the link, and you could be in to win the ultimate ACC prize pack. We're going to take a quick break. Come back with yours, please.
Yours, please. Brought to you by Leader, home of the lasagna topper.
We did too many of these yesterday.
So many. Good though. It's good. I like it. If you're out there, get on the talkback function on your iHeartradio app, the little microphone.
Yes.
And send them through because it's great. We have to do less work.
We've reached a tipping point where I guess we've either got to decide whether the entire podcast becomes yours, please, or whether they're not all going to make it. We're already cutting a few out. I think we're just going to have to keep cutting it down.
Or do we just do one big podcast called Yours Please?
Once a week. Potentially. The only problem with that is...
They date, don't they?
They date. It's like if you're asking us a question about a game that plays on Thursday and we're not addressing it till the following Wednesday,
I'm a fan. Play them all.
All right. Well, I haven't. I've culled a bunch today, so we've only got, I think, four. So just in the interest of people's time and sanity. First caller here. Yours, please.
G'day lads. Hey, just on changing up the Olympic sports, I'm sure it's been discussed, but what about having just your average Joe competing? Imagine that, they could say call out a seat number from the crowd, you have to come down and compete, because I know I've watched the sport and gone, oh shit, why is that guy competing, he's slow as shit, but fuck, they'd wipe us off the carpet, and how good would it be just to see, your average Joe flopping about.
I like this because I think I pitched it to the Black Clash organisers was an 11th man from the crowd, or person or woman or whoever. They just call a ticket number, and
you're up,
and you're on the field. No matter how hammered you are, no matter anything, you have to put the kit on, and then it's up to the captain to try and hide you, and invariably the ball will find you if you're trying to hide someone. And just the fact that if they took a catch, they would be an absolute hero.
Yeah.
Or if they did something amazing. But just an average Joe on the field, potentially blind drunk, would be hilarious.
It would be. This is a half-baked sports idea I had a while ago, was the power to the people play, where once a game, batting team gets to pick a bowler from the opponent's fans out of the crowd, and they're going to bowl the next over, and vice versa, so the next guy's going to come in and bat. I think it's a great idea. I kind of wonder, though, with the Olympic thing, so you just pick Joe Blogg's out of the stands. He jumps in the 9th lane or whatever, and he runs against them. That doesn't give me a whole lot of information because I don't know too much about this dude. What I would like is to have like just maybe the high school champ of France.
Yeah.
He's in the 11th lane or 9th lane or whatever.
Yeah.
So that you can see how much better these athletes are than just a guy that does it. You know what I mean? So in the sevens, you would bring in a dude from your local club who's like quite handy, and you would get to see just how big the gulf is between professionals and amateurs. I think, like I've worked with a few former professional athletes, the number one thing that pisses them off is how close Joe Bloggs thinks he is to a professional athlete. That's like, I'm so much further away from you than you realise.
Yeah, well, Lee Hart thinks he's dangerously close to being an international cricketer because he's got Martin Guptill and the Hairy Jab out in charity games. So he thinks he's, 6 months from training away from being in the Black Caps. Yeah, even at the ripe old age of 50.
Late 30s, I think he says. He's just a month on the vodka sodas away from being an international cricketer.
I love seeing him on the sodas, usually before summer, just doing a bit of shredding for R&V.
It's before his next TV show comes out.
Yeah.
Works though. I might have to try it. Another caller here. Yours, please.
Yeah, okay, fellas. Hey, you guys have to get to the Olympics and follow the athletes around after they've done their Olympic events. This will make great fucking watching, boys. Call it the Olympus. Watch them fucking just dominate off the field. It'd be great. Great. I fucking see it now. Get there, follow them around, and just watch them go on an absolute tear. Bless, bless, love ya. Hooroo.
We tried.
Yeah, we did. The Olympus is a great name as well. We tried to partner with, I think, Heineken and run the bar in New Zealand House.
Yeah. Because the problem that they're going to have over there is players getting first night fever, getting a bit too excited before they're finished. So what we were going to do is put a full schedule up behind the bar, and as the players come up, we cross-reference the things, but
No beers for you,
David
mate.
Liddy, you're lifting weights tomorrow morning, mate.
Yeah.
Sit down.
See you in 2 days.
Yeah, that's right. But once they're done...
Yeah, their name lights up in green, and they just got an open bar.
Ding, 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 ding. Hey! The whole bar goes crazy.
Norm!
Yeah.
It's like cheers.
Yeah. We tried, but we were denied. Yeah. It would have been the second. Look, the other thing is we know we're around Paris, so we could help these. We could help these athletes, but in the interest of avoiding an international incident, we didn't go. Probably for the best. Another caller here. Yours, please.
Yeah, g'day team. Me again. Look, after today's chat about the Unfuck South Canterbury group, look, I will happily be the founding member of that.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to be a part of an event that goes down to South Canterbury to watch Hika Elliott just fold half of North Otago. But anyway, yeah. Book the fucking limousine.
See, there you go. Some people are aware of it, Manaia. What you're worried about is going down to unfuck South Canterbury, and Canterbury don't even know they've been fucked.
That's right. And the first that they become aware of it
is when you go down.
Is when I go down there, and so then they're going to be like, "Why have you brought all these people down here telling us they hate South Canterbury?"
I love it. Look, you're used to it. I mean, I can see you're visibly still shaking with the Jazz Tavanga situation.
That'll haunt me for years.
Yeah. So try and maybe this can supersede it in your conscience.
Or pile on top of it. might make it much, much worse, I reckon. But anyway, I just like that there's someone on board with the Unfuck South Canterbury thing.
That's good.
I think, have we got one more? No, we're done. All right, let's knock this thing on the head. That'll do us for a Thursday episode tomorrow.
Hey, I've got one thing.
Oh, huge announcement.
Yeah, so something I've been working on for a while has finally come to fruition, and that is the ACC Decade of Sport Almanac. Now, people might think we're joking.
It's a book.
It's a book. It is a significant hardcover book.
It's a real book.
It's a real book that covers off sport in New Zealand and the history of the ACC from the past 10 years. So starting right at the start in 2014 all the way to 2024, covering all the stories uncut, in print, everything, like all the oral history. There's a guide there from you around streaking and how to streak. Matt Heath's guide on a good banner. McConey's guide on how to write a parody song. Lee Hart's guide to skinning animals. Paul Ford's guide to sneaking piss into grounds.
Yes, that one's good. I've read that.
And then on the back, just to give you
a taste
of it. It says, from the beginnings in an abandoned mobile P-Lab to the media colossus that bestrides Aotearoa today. This is the Alternative Commentary Collective in full colour and in their own words. Relive the highs and the heartbreaks, the rugby shockers, the cricket calamities, and the countless examples of punishing and heroic behaviour off the field, the nicknames, the scores, the stats, the animal facts, the great New Zealanders, and a catalogue of practical guidance on everything from streaking, smuggling booze, to skinning cats, and penning parody songs. And a couple of recommendations from Dan Vittori's read it, and he's on the front saying it's actually quite good.
Oh, really? Praise.
Yeah, and one here from Jason Hoyt on the back. He said, I'd like to distance myself as far away as possible from the contents of this book. So, yeah, you can pre-order it now. So you text book to 3236. It's coming out in mid-October, so a little bit late for Father's Day, but perfect for Christmas.
Yep.
$40. It's pretty good.
Jeez, reasonable.
And it is, I'd say it's perfect for the toilet.
Yeah.
Because you can open it any page.
There's quite a lot in there.
Yeah, you can open it any page and start reading it.
Yeah.
And it's got all of our worst crimes as well, like from the stripper in the studio to the London debacle, the Amsterdam debacle. It's got some horrific crimes in there.
I can't read, but the pictures in there look incredible.
Yeah.
There's scorecards and all sorts of things. Some photos that I didn't even know existed.
Yes, so there it is. So it's in the flesh.
Wow.
It's been sent straight from the printing factory because they're not here till October, but you can pre-order it.
How does it smell?
I love the smell of a new book.
Yeah, so do I.
It smells like a new baby.
Yeah.
When you smell the lid of a new baby. It's like that. But it'll be great Christmas stocking stuff for this one. Written by myself, Matt Heath, and Dylan Cleaver. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that one coming out. When is that one out? October? We'll keep you posted.
Mid-October, but you can pre-order it now if you want to get your hands on it.
And I suggest you do. All right, we're going to knock it on the head today. Tomorrow, the ACC Sportsbook with Carl from the TAB, plus another episode of the Agenda podcast. And at 8 o'clock at night, the Warriors take on the Tigers. Yes. Myself and Hurley commentating that one. So we will see you then.
You've been listening to the ACC's Agenda podcast, brought to you by Export Ultra. For more episodes, like and follow on iHeartradio or wherever you get your podcasts.